with Anna having drinks. What are you drinking?
I'm having a Manhattan.
You're not having a Coke?
I feel cheated. And
No, this is 9 points on Weight Watcher.
this is 0 points in Weight Watchers.
Whatever. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria Lisa and this is The Girl Meets Yarn episode 18. Welcome back. Today is March 15th, 2019, and today is the notorious RBG birthday. Ruth, I will put her name down here because I can never pronounce that, but today is her 86th birthday, and I'm celebrating by wearing my notorious RBG sweater, and this is a pattern by Park and Knits, and is a pay pattern. She is donating $2 out of the proceeds of you buying this pattern to the ACLU, the American Civil Liberty Union, I think it's called. I don't know. I will put it down here. She is donating $2 and she wants to donate $1,000, and I think she's a little bit under the goal that she has. I think she needs like 28 patterns to sell 28 patterns, and you know, it's a way to give back and to celebrate a great woman who is a badass. Okay, if you don't know who I am Maria Lisa. You can find me on Instagram at bablu_123 and at Maria Lisa Lugo, and you can check on Ravelry, the Girls Meets Yarn group. I finally opened one for us to chat and be naughty in there. Yes, so go ahead and check it out, and I will try to figure out how that works. I've never been a group moderator, but I will figure it out. Anyway, so I'm gonna insert a video of the winner of the bag that I gave away for my anniversary. I'm going to show it here, and I'm gonna show a video of me picking up the winner. Okay, so this is the screensaver of my computer. We look ridiculous here. Anyway, so I am going to go to my channel, and then I'm gonna go to the video. Oop, there we go. Oh, sorry. And this is the video of the giveaway. So I'm going to stop it right away. Oop, stop. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get all the comments. Are they all? Or random name picker. There we go. Oh my god, I don't know where I'm at. Okay, hold on. There we go. And then we're going to pick one. And the winner is Adriana Lipsky. Congratulations to Adriana Lipsky. I contacted her through YouTube, and she sent me her address. I'm going to send this one today. I was going to send it yesterday, but then when I went to edit, okay, so I have a story time. When is now freaking story time in Girls Meet Yarn? Anyway, so yesterday I washed my hair, put my makeup, sat down, talked for hours, 2 hours, like 2 batteries. I went through batteries. I talked out loud, and then I went and did my errands, and I was just like out of energy because I talked for so long, and I was just, you know, how I am. Anyway, so I was depleted of energy. Anyway, so I was talking to my best friend. I uploaded all the videos on my computer to start editing, and I noticed that the video quality was really low, meaning that the light was really off. It was a very, not cloudy, it it was kind of like high clouds, but it was kind of cloudy here. I didn't want to put my big lights in. I just had this ring light, and it was totally not working for me. So I was just so mad. I was like, oh my god. But anyway, so I decided to go through and just do a very dark video. But then when I started editing, I noticed that I had, for the entirety of the 2 hours that I recorded it, a huge booger on my nose. It was huge. So I think I blew my nose before I started podcasting, and I didn't check. You know, I don't have the producer here anymore. Stella's not here, so I don't have anybody to tell me, and I didn't look into my mirror. I didn't look into myself. So I had this huge thing hanging from my nose, and I was just like, oh my god. So I sent a pic to my best friend, and he was like, you cannot put that up there, like that is huge. And then I sent it to Anna Knitting, and she was like, can you she was like, can you take that out, like edit it out? And I'm like, okay girl, like it's been like 2 hours of footage. If I'm gonna take that booger out of the frame every time you can see it, I will be here for years. So I am going to just go ahead and record it. That's what I'm doing today. So yes, that happened. Anyway, so yes, it was seriously bad. No. So okay, so a little update. I think on my pod anniversary said that I was going to try to teach, record myself in speaking Spanish, you know, kind of video. And I tried that many times, and I don't know why I cannot make it work. I think people in Spanish get so warmed up, and everything is so long, and I was referring to stitches and patterns in English because I learned how to knit in English, and although I am bilingual, it doesn't resonate with me in Spanish. It's super difficult. It's like when I, you know, taught in yoga in Spanish, I was a hot mess, but people really like it because I made them, you know, laugh, and then we eventually had to change the classes to English because everybody, number one was English speaking yogis taking a class in Spanish, and then I was a hot mess. Okay, so thank you everybody. Going back to the winning, thank you Adriana and everybody who put a comment under that video, entered the giveaway here and on Instagram. I am forever grateful, and I wish I have one back for everybody. I definitely can do it. It was my, you know, kind of like my giving back in a way. Anyway, but there was a lot of suggestions here, and I want to highlight some of them because I think it's important. So somebody, I think it was Cassia, said for us to have a community that I can talk to you guys and you can talk to each other. This is like want me to you, but you guys don't get to interact too much together. So that's why I make this Ravelry group, and you can go and check it out if you want to, you know, figure it out with me, because I don't know how to do that. We will figure it out. Some people suggested me talking about styling and how I pick my patterns, and that's funny because the last episode, I don't know if you noticed, I was talking, and then at the end, those it was not even 5 minutes, it was like the last minute, I had a hat on. So I recorded for 2 hours. When I went to edit it, it was too long, and it was so fun and it was so good, and I was just like, okay, you have to sacrifice something. You cannot put a video that is 2 hours long talking about your wardrobe. So I went to my, in that episode, I went to my closet, and I pulled all the sweaters that I've been wearing the most, and I have not been wearing at all. So I have like 3 and 3, and I talk why I use this for, how I style it, and then why I don't use this designs. And I talk about design, I talk about color, I talk about even accessibility or construction. So it was, you know, one of those things that you have to, you know, just think. So I was so bummed out that I took that out, but I'm going to do a video in between this podcast, me talking about my process and how I pick what I pick, and because, you know, what I pick is very personal. Anyway, back into it. So I'm going to talk a little bit on my style and how I got there. you know, you buy sometimes magazines and they will tell you buy this button down and buy these jeans and have one of these and that. And the reality is that the list that they're giving to you is very general. If that's the case, it doesn't translate to what you really use. So I'm going to talk about a book that I read, and it's the Curated Closet. I will put the name here and the name of the person who made this book. It's great, and I'm going to talk in details about my steps, and I'm going to take you guys with me. So a lot of you also asked me to put more of my recipes. You guys know I went to art school, and then I went to cooking school, and I'm a cooking school dropout. I only have one class, and pretty much that's it. I know, don't judge. Anyway, so you guys want me to talk a lot about, or have kind of like snippets of some things that I make, bake, and cook, and I will definitely do that because my mother-in-law called me recently and she was like, I want to see more of you, I want to see blogs, I want to see my son, I want to see you cooking. And right now we're going through the transitions. We are doing exercises and we're on a diet, very strict. My husband needs to lose some weight for his health, and I'm helping. He is responding very well, but it's been a struggle just to get him to eat vegetables. He's just like a freaking toddler. I'm like, hey, your vegetables! Okay, he hates vegetables. He hates them so much, and I mask them so well. And even though I mask them so well, like you will do to a toddler, he refused. But I will have some of those. Definitely, I want to really get into it in kind of like test recipes for you guys. You know, some people want some other people to test before you make a commitment, and I definitely will be there. I will say I will be a great critic anywhere I go because I don't hold back. Okay, so with all that said, let's get into the episode. Okay, I'm dying. Like, I'm not kidding. I am a tropical baby. You guys know I'm from Puerto Rico. I think year-round is 85 degrees, and my apartment, it's not 85 degrees, but right now is at 73 degrees. It's really hot in here, and for me to be wearing these sweaters are awful. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna change it. So you see, now it's darker. There we go. Okay, back into it. So yesterday I didn't have a finished object, but today I do have one. So so I have not weaved in the ends, but my first object is the Roebling hat by Jacqueline Salem. Oh my God. I have to say I am totally and utterly in freaking love, and I am trying to make it work, but it's so pretty. It's just so pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna do story time. When I had a friend, she's from here, she's from Seattle, and I wanted to make her something, you know, a hat, and I show her a yarn and I show her a pom-pom, and she was like, I love you, Laura. Sorry. Hold on, let me get a tape, because I don't know why this is a hot mess. Like, it's seriously not good. Okay, I'm here. Let me do some washi tape, because I have my notes on this big ass thing, and every time I just move, it's like boom. I'm loud and chaotic. Just if you guys don't know, it's been like the best comment I ever got in this page. Oh, I cannot watch you because you're too loud and too chaotic. I love you. Come back. We need you. We need you, hater. Hey guys, I love you all. Like, you guys are the best. But yeah, that comment was like the point. You have a point, bitch. Anyway, so Roebling. So I gave my friend, you know, this yarn and this pom-pom, and she looked at me and she's like, okay, I want to. I will definitely try the pom pom whatever. Sorry, the pom pom whatever trend. And I was like, what did she? You know, like inside, I was like, she has never had a hat with a pom pom. Like, how sad is that? You know, I thought it was just like she has been like living under a rock, and she didn't ever was exposed to this amazingness. And now I understand why. So she is definitely a city girl, born and raised here in Seattle, and she goes around the world. She has a very cool job, very smart lady, very smart. Anyway, so so when I moved here, I was with my pom poms, you know, and with my hats and speckle and whatever, and I was looking around and. You know, I didn't see any of that. I was just like, what is wrong with people? Everybody had very traditional ribbed just hats that were no fuss, and I didn't put, you know, too much attention. I was just like, oh, they're missing out. But now that winter had hit, everybody has a very functional hat that is not that frou-frou, that is pretty much just an item for warmth, not for showing. And I will have to say, this hat has the both of, you know, kind of like both worlds. You can do it. I did it on this yarn is the Barocco vintage DK that I had left from the Weekender, and I had 103 grams, and I used exactly 50 grams out of this. So it's a DK weight yarn. I used a USI 6 needles, and I will have to say those cables were a bitch. They were not. They were so easy. It was just me. I didn't pay attention, and I just move instead of moving the cable this way, I move it this way, and then I didn't know how to figure it out. I took it to Anna, and Anna was like, we were having too much drinks that day, so we couldn't figure it out what was going on. So I finally figured out yesterday where I was going, and then I finished it up. Anyway, so it's a very, I would say, if I will describe this hat to you, I will have to say this is the ultimate city girl hat, because it's very stylish, very you know, for the purpose, classic, and at the same time you have this awesome cables are going up, and I love the construction, even how she finished them up. It's a really pretty and a quincentennial city hat. I have to say, I cannot wait to get out with my hat, because I know with the, you know, me with this hat around town, you know, I will feel like I am not like a fish out of place with a pom-pom and whatever. So definitely she took the essence of the Brooklyn Bridge so well, and you can totally tell that she is an artist, and she definitely can translate what she's seeing to her design. So way to go, Jacqueline. I love you, but now that I have this on and I can see the city on it, I was like, wow, I was blown away. So rubbling hat, really amazing, amazing, amazing thing. I'm gonna finish the other one. I have the black one, and I will definitely finish it, because this one, you know, I will, you know, stand out a little bit more, but the black will be on my wardrobe rotation continuously, because it's so pretty, and you know, it's classic, but it's not boring. It's not just a red one. But anyway, so I think I'm gonna do that C Train from Espastico hat. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just start it, because I noticed, we noticed when I went with Anna for drinks that she had like a Target hat, a hat that I took from my husband, and we were, you know, this badass knitters who doesn't have knitting or knitted hats or knitted accessories to use too. So I need to definitely take my time and make more accessories. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep on going. And for some reason, last time I went to the hairdresser, she over processed this front. So I seriously apologize. She will hear me whenever I go, because this is not acceptable. This is bad. Anyway, but we're going. Yeah, I'm trying to not send her a text. It's not gonna be pretty. Okay, so I have two works in progress. I have to say, sadly, that the Crystal Cola or the Poet got no love this past 2 weeks. Guys, I've been on a freaking funk. I'm not kidding. I think on the end of February, before I think the day after I podcasted, I was going to meet Anna to get yarn for the bouquet by Junko Okamoto, and we couldn't make it work. My husband was leaving town. He was like a freaking baby. So we went, Anna and I, on that Saturday, and Dylan, the yarn boyfriend, we went to All Wound Up, and I am not kidding, I'm going back to the store because they have this amazing rustic sport weight yarn, Sestati I think it's called. I need it. I'm so bummed out that my plans were not to buy anything more. Like, I had two patterns that I had in my mind, and I wanted to just buy for them. Anyway, so I finally went to Told, and before that I was messaging or DMing Melissa from Espastico, and she suggested that the bouquet by Junko Okamoto was going to be very pretty if you use a shelter Brooklyn tweed with the halo. And I wrote that down, and I, of course, didn't remember what kind of color it was. When I went to the store to Told, I grabbed the first one that caught my eye, and when I looked it up, it was the halo. And the guy said that my hair is the same as the halo, and this is green. No. This is like a greenish yellow mustard, and ash in this doesn't go. Like, hello. What the hell is this? I don't know. I think the last time I had my hair like this, because it's just so bad. Anyway, let's not talk about that, because she will fix it. Anyway, back into it. Anyway, so I wanted a marble base for the Junko Okamoto one, and when I put this two together, it was like, seriously, the gods opened, the clouds, and the sun shined down to it. It was epic. Anyway, so I went ahead and I bought 8 of these, and then 2 of these, and I think I bought 9. I don't remember, but I went ahead and I took my Addies and the suggested needles, which it was the US size 6, and I gauge swatch, and there was no way. It was bad. I was not only or this way too big, and then this way was even horrible. So I went to a size down, a US size 5 needles, just to check, and there was no way I was gonna get gauge. So I was just like, I do a 4, US 4 Addies metal, or I go to a wood US 6 and see if that works for me. So I swatch, and I know this is a little swatch. This is a 2x4 swatch, but then when I measure it, it definitely got gauged. So I was so excited and relieved that the wood needles work for me. And I think Christy Glass put a video the other day about swatching for a call that she's having on a tee, and I will suggest you guys go and watch it. I'm gonna link it down below, so you guys just go through it. It's long, I know it's long, it's an hour of talking about swatching, but I will have to say it's so informative, and both of them are so energetic, and so I don't know, it was just so funny. I had so much fun. The hour or whatever amount passed, it was like 50 something minutes passed, and I was just like, oh my god, like this is, and I had to pause it and write it down, and pause it and go back and write it down, because there was so much information. You definitely have to check it out. It's out of the swatching videos I've seen, the best one. Anyway, so I went and I used a wood needles, and I used the licky ones, licky ones. Hold on, I have them here. So I have this kit, and I used the size 6, and it did work. So, work magic. So, without further ado, and talking for 10 minutes, I'm gonna show you my bouquet. It's seriously something else. I'm a little worried that it's like not it's not big enough, but it will definitely work. Anyway, so I have something to say about this design, and you're not gonna like it, and then you're gonna like it. Okay, so I printed my charts and I was like counting the floats from the second part of the first chart. This is still the first chart, and I had one big flower. It has 3 flowers on it and a stem, and then here you had like a small little tiny flower on the bottom. So it was really heavy here, and then it was heavy down here, but in between you have from here back down to the next flower, you had like 40 stitches, or you know, like a long ass float that you have to catch many times, like 10 times, you know. And I was just like looking at it and I'm like, this is so freaking unbalanced. Like, what the hell is wrong with Junko Okamoto? Like, did she lost her touch? Like, what is going on? I hate this. I'm not gonna do this. And then I stopped, and I didn't touch this sweater for, I would say, like 4 or 5 days. And I was bitching and complaining to Anna, which, yeah, if you ever get into our messages, you will be like, oh dear. Anyway, so I was complaining, but then I had this revelation, and I was just like, you know, I was just like thinking to myself, why this is so unbalanced? This doesn't make any sense. Then I went and I opened her other projects that she did a year ago, and the balance is so seamless and so pretty and so strong that there's no way she's having any problems with this being unbalanced just by chance. This is unbalanced on purpose. And you know, you go and you see other designers which are doing very heavy balanced designs, very classic. You know, if you see all those colorworks designs that are everywhere, and you look at them, they're so balanced and so classically made that I was just like, wow, Junko Okamoto did this on purpose. That is badass as fuck. I think her aesthetic is amazing. She is revealing to the classical construction of her designs, and I think she is the Monet of the knitting, and she is the first expressionist or impressionist that we had in the knitting community, and I freaking love it. So with that said, I have to say, whatever she's doing is really amazing, because she is experimenting and making it work. Story time. I'm sorry. It's just so bad, but I have to say it. I think she is one of those first rebellious people, and I think West Knit is one of those as well. But then she is doing it with a wink and like. Anyway, so for me, regardless, it was not gonna work, because I cannot have 40 stitches of a float, and the way I catch them, you know, you can definitely tell when I catch them. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but maybe if you can. Oh, I lost like all my stitches. Okay, I'm gonna touch that too much, but I don't catch too much stitches. But if I open, well, maybe I do catch stitches very well. I'll take that back. But I didn't want to be like catching, because when you catch floats, it just kind of like tense everything up. Oh, there we go. There you go. You can tell here that I catch some floats. Can you tell? Look at them. They're like peeking out. Anyway, so so I was just like, sorry, Junko, this is not gonna work for me. So what I did, me personally, I took the chart and I mimic the design that was going to be that big one that goes up. So I mimic this big flower with the 3 clusters, and I'm gonna do those on each side, and then that little bitty one I change it to the one that was here I didn't like. It was like too flimsy, so I went ahead and I put that one that was heavy on the bottom right here, so it's going to look very pretty. So that's the only thing that's going to be very balanced. And after that is I'm just going to go and do chart 2 and 3 how it is, because I think the rest of the charts, or the 2 charts, have a bunch of different motifs, but none of them repeat. So I'm just gonna have that repeatness in the top, and then on the bottom you're just gonna go into a weird awesomeness design by Junko Okamoto. I love you. I think you are badass. We're doing good. So work in progress number 1. Really nice. Okay, so when I went to Talk with Anna, I went to buy yarn for the Koiwa by Caitlin Hunter, that new design, the one before the last one. I don't know, I cannot keep up. Yeah, I don't know, it's too much. So I got this yarn for the Koiwa, and I got this too. So I went to see the Ritual Dyes yarn that she used, and it's suggested, but then when I look into the price, it was $35 just for 200 yards skein. So for me, it was going to be like 150 just to get the main color of pretty much beige with a little bit of speckles. And you know, if you have seen Skein Cocaine yarn, if you have not, you should check it out. I think I have something in mind, and I love that new Espastrico sweater that has colorwork here, and then it has a very smooth transition, and I think she did with beige, and I'll put a picture of it, beige and black, and I love it. And Anna and I, we were talking about it, and we were like, it's so simple and kind of classy, but at the same time you can do so much with it that I definitely need it in my wardrobe. So I'm gonna make it, and I think I'm gonna get some Skein Cocaine yarn for the top, and then the transition is gonna be kind of like a black or something. It's gonna be very you know, still classic, but with that pop of color. Anyway, so back to the yarn. If you have seen her Skein Cocaine, she put up to 30 colors on one skein. So if you tell me this is this amount of money, I will be like, yes. But if you show me a beige yarn and I'm like, no. Anyway, so I got this one, long ass story, but I got this one from Fancy Tiger Craft. And it says that it's a Romney sheep, descendant of the English medieval lawn wool breeds, produce an abundance of lustrous wool. This hard-working wool has a long staple length, which means it is perfect for sturdy mittens and other items that need to wear well. When I saw the suggested fabric for the Koiwa, it was a 2-strand yarn as well. So I'm going to show you my cuticles, and there we go. There we go. So pretty. It's really, it smells like, seriously, it smells so good. It's so squishy. I couldn't resist it. So it says here it's worsted. The tags say worsted, but when I went to Ravelry, it's an Aran. So there was no way I was getting engaged with this to the sweater, and to be honest, I was not too into the sweater. You know, it's pretty and everything, but I needed to change this to make that, and I was just not into it. So I saw a pullover going around town, or as known on Instagram, and I saw the Felix pullover, and I was just like, what is this? I need it in my life. So I bought the pattern, and the Junko Okamoto bouquet doesn't have any description how she got into that design. I wish designers will tell us how and the inspiration for anything. It doesn't take a lot, seriously. But the Felix pullover, she did on her Instagram talk about it, and I'm going to read it for you guys. It says, it's a very simple top down quick to knit, pull over, work in let low yarn on big needles. Is lighter than air and warm as a down comforter. I designed it to be worn crop with a lot of ease, so it hangs perfectly over dresses and tunics, but it can be easily made to any length. And then she says, I'm wearing here over a dress, and then she showed a picture of her cat. So let me see if you cannot see it. I will put a picture of it. But it has this beautiful detail. You cannot say that. You cannot tell. So it has a little detail on the raglan increases here, and it's kind of like a cute little eyelet, very kind of romantic, and the silhouette is, you know, very boxy and cropped. And given the fact that I use a lot of layers here in Seattle, I was just like, hello, yes. So I had 4 of these, 2 of the other one, and I'm not kidding. I think I'm going to get 2 more just to finish and make another one. But I started this on Wednesday, and I didn't work on it at all yesterday. So so this is how long I've been. It's really fast. It's made on a US size needle 10. You do the ribbing on the 5th, you move to the 10th. And then you do the ribbing on the cuffs with an 8. So I did get gauge, and I did the gauge swatch with a let low, and I went ahead and I started the gauge for this one, and it was giving me the right number, so I went and unraveled it and started with it, because I don't want to go and get another one, although I do have enough. So here you can see the raglan increases. Very pretty design, very classic, and I'm not kidding. There's a lot of transparency and glossiness, you know, on the high-end market. And that will trickle down like everything does, so we will see that next year probably. But there's a lot of transparency and glossiness, and although this is kind of not that glossy, but definitely is a little see-through. So I was all into it. And then the color, this ballerina soft pink, is everything and more. So yes, super fun. I'm doing a size 43.5, which is pretty much like a small. You're supposed to use it with, I think it was like a 7 positive ease. And oh, I didn't say the name of the person, but it's Amy Christofflers, and she is known on Instagram by Savory Knitting. Okay, so we are getting to, hold on, my son. Hola, ¿cómo está mi amor? Sorry, that was my son. I need to pick the phone right away. Okay, so we're getting into the last of the knitting portion, and I don't have anything else to say. Just that I have seen a lot of publications coming out, and I have not bought any of them. I don't know if you feel the same way. I don't know. Anyway, so if you're done with me here with the knitting, and you don't get or care about any of the sewing, this will be the time for you to turn off, and I'll see you guys later. But if not, stick around. Okay, so sewing. Oh my god, so a lot had happened. I finally got the machine that I wanted. I got a Bernina 350. I am so excited to finally get a badass machine. To be honest, I am in love with it. It's amazing. So I had some patterns already cut and ready to be sewn, and the first one that I'm going to talk about, and the only one that I'm going to talk about, is the Ash jeans by Megan Nielsen. So I bought this fabric on Blackbird Fabrics. It's a Canadian-based fabric store that is pretty much taking everybody out of their comfort zone, because all the stores, because they are a badass. So I bought a canvas, and for some reason the canvas came wrong, or something was going on. I don't know. They gave me they switched the fabric that I wanted. It I went ahead and I got this one, a stretch corduroy. I wanted to try it, and I got this very mustardy brown fabric. So it's a stretch corduroy. And it's kind of like that very 70s inspired fabric. Is really 70s. So I went ahead and I was going to cut this pants on a flare cut. So let's talk about the pattern first. So the pattern, she came out with this pattern a couple months ago. After that, she came out with the Dawn jeans, and I'm going to talk about that next week when I do the sewing part. Because if you have not done the Persephone or the Dawn, you should get one or both. I'll talk about that later. But I was curious about these jeans because I bought the ginger jeans by the Closet Case, and I have not got into them, and I was excited that this pattern has 4 views or 4 legs. So you have the skinny, it's the one that I made, really skinny, it's really skinny, and then you have the straight fit, which I think I should have done that one because these ones are super tight. And then you have the flare. Hello, flares are going to be huge soon. Like, they will be huge for fall. I'm telling you. And then the wide leg pants are going to be super. And those Jenny overalls, you can make them as pants as well. Those pants are going to be very in trend for the next the next fall, next winter, if not the end of summer. Mark me on it. Mark me on it. Anyway, so and then you have the wide leg. So if you want to do a skinny kind of top and then with a wide leg, she has that variation on the pattern. So with this pattern, you get 4 different pairs of pants that you can do with stretch fabric. So tell me how this is not the perfect pattern to buy, because you get 4 out of 1. And you know, I love indie patterns. I'm all into it. I want to support all of you, but you guys have to give me more than 1 view. Like, seriously, don't give me 1 view and then be like, whatever. Give me 2, at least 2. Anyway, so I went ahead and I cut this. I have been doing exercises, and I was a 41 inch hip and then 32 waist. And I went down to 39 and a half hips. I lost, what? That is an inch and a half. And I went down to a 29 waist. So what happened when I measured myself? I don't know. But I lost 3 inches on my waist. Since then, I have gained half an inch on my waist and then half an inch on my hips. Maybe it's the muscles, maybe it's whatever, I don't know. I cannot seem to lose any weight, so I'm gonna stop weighing myself. I'm gonna keep on measuring myself. I think that's the only way I can see progress, because the scale is giving me a hard time anyway. But when I measured myself, I was 39 and a half and then 39 waist. So I went and I cut a 29 pant. So when I finished this one up, it didn't fit. So instructions. So I love the fact that she makes you do the zipper right away. If you know me, and if you know half of the sewists out there in this world, or seamstress, or whatever word you want to put, everybody hates the zipper part. Everybody does. It's just one of those that it just takes a lot. You cannot like sew into it really fast. You have to take a bunch of steps. You have to measure. You have to baste. You have to do a bunch of things. So some other patterns that I have done, they put the zipper like Step 3, step 5, you do like the cute things like the pockets, and you do this and that. And for her, she was like, none of that. You stay stitched the top, and then you go into your zipper, and you put your zipper, and you get out of the way. And I thought that was very clever, because I was like, fuck my life, what the fuck, why the zipper is on step 2? And to be very honest, I was like, I was released whenever it was step 5 and 6, and I was just like into the fun stuff. So very well made, Megan. It was really nicely made. Anyway, so it's a shame that they are too tight on me right now. When I put this one down, I was stretching and stretching and stretching. So when I laid this one out, this side here was not falling down flat like it is now. So I went ahead and I detached the entire top part, and I let it just fall flat, and I went ahead and I reattached the top, and now it's better. I will definitely keep these ones on my closet because they're too small, or sorry, too big for my daughter, but they're too small for me. The other thing that I have to fix is she makes you put or stay stitch this tabs an inch from the raw edge, and then she makes you cut this at 3.5. And I think you know, there was so much left that I will go ahead and then like maybe cut them at 4 inches or something, because if I'm gonna do this, they're too short right now, so I have to go ahead and then take that out. And I did stay stitch this a lot because I'm one of those that pull from it. So yeah, so that's the only thing that I'm missing, that, and then do the buttonhole and place the button, and I am done. And then do the hem, which right now I just have to hem it and do like a very short hem, because right now they are too short. So be sometimes maybe cut these ones if you're, I'm a 5'4" person, and I cut them like regular. And if you're going to do that, just cut them like the long version of it, because they're too short. Okay, so I was talking about the Dawn jeans by Megan Nielsen as well, and I was talking about the Persephone. And I don't know if you have noticed, but Madewell came out with this wide-legged pants, and those pants are from the Pantgate, and you can look that out. This designer talked badly about Madewell, and Madewell, yeah. Anyway, we're not gonna put any more time of that, but there was this designer that did this pants inspired in the 1950s pants that the Navy Marines, or Navy, is that Marines? Not Marines, sailors used to wear as their white uniform. So it's seriously 2 panels, and the Persephones are kind of like a knockoff of those pants as well, that like a lot of people have done, you know, have revamped this design from the 1950s. So the Persephones are one of those. And I have to say, if I'm going to grab one or the other, I love the Persephones a lot, but Megan Nielsen with the Dawn jeans, she have done the same style, but she has a side seam to it. So there's a lot of more wiggle for people like me who are hippie, or the waist is way too wide, to adjust it accordingly. And instead of having just 2 panels, the only thing that you have is like tabs. So here you have more to make the pant lay flat on your body. Making pants are really difficult, I have to say. But anyway, Everlane came out with, Everlane is a sustainable brand. I will definitely tell you to check it out. Their pants and jeans are amazing. Some things are very expensive, but they are sustainable, and they care about the environment, and they care about their workers. So check them out. They came out with a jeans, a chino that is kind of like a relaxed look, very 1990s. And then they came out with this 1950s Navy sailors revamp, and it's amazing. So you're not into sewing, you want to get a pair of chinos, are great, go check Everlane. But Gap have them as well in rotation, and I will not tell you to go to Gap, because I used to work for Gap Banana Republic. Never worked for Old Navy, but after much research, I will say better to check Everlane, which the pants are similar in price, and then to go to Gap, where they just clean their hands from whatever is happening in their factory. So you check it out. I'm not gonna tell you. I want to save the world with my sewing, like a friend is saying. Okay, so that's it for the jeans, and then I have a little bit of fabric that I got at Blackbird Fabric. This is their label, and this is a 11-ounce Japanese non-stretch. Ooh, and I love that they attach this. They put how much you have, and I give you all the care instructions for it. And this is another fabric store, or another store that I love to support, because I love Joann's, don't get me wrong, but if you ask them where their stuff comes, they're like, I don't know. So I want to know where things comes from. And the girls at Blackbird Fabrics, you ask them and they know, because I have done it. Anyway, so this has a greenish tone to it. I am so happy that they sent me the instruction. This is raw denim, and how I need to wash. There's a bunch of steps, so I'm like, but oh well, I'll survive. Anyway, so I bought that one, and I bought this one. This is speckled, super heavy. This one is, it says here, a 12-ounce dead stock non-stretch popcorn denim, and it has this beautiful little pom-poms, or kind of like a variation. I don't know, it's just so pretty. And it's so heavy. I was like, ooh, this is like 12 ounce. This is 2 pounds here then. Yes, almost 2. Anyway, so yes, those are coming next. And then the only thing that I have is a little bit of, hold on. Because you know, okay, so let's get this. There you go. So the last thing that I'm going to share, some things that I'm loving, and they are a little bit of makeup. So everybody always, or not everybody, but some people ask me what I wear on lipsticks. And today I have the Stay All Day liquid lipstick from Stila in the color, hold on, this is too small. In the color Benicia, number 14. There you go. And there, this is the color. Is a very cute, and I think I got this one with something, but it's a really pretty kind of like corally pinkish color, and I like that it's matte, so it lasts all day, although it really feels very sticky. So I think 2 episodes ago I talked about this, that I went and I got myself oh, come on, what are you catching at? Oh, there you go, the Snow Mushroom Water Serum, and this is by Volition. I use it every day, and it's been like a month, and look how much I use. I use nothing out of it. You just take a pea size, it has a droplet, so I seriously take a drop, and that's all I put. And with a drop, you can use your entire face and your neck. And I have to say, this is a little expensive, but definitely worth it. It's really good. So if you're into skincare moisturizer, that is golden. And then the other thing that I love, this is like $23, and this is a cleanser. And I have to say, I was not very impressed at first with the packaging, but the regional manager of Sephora stores, I met her, not because I won a job, but because for some reason I met her. she was in the Bellevue store, and I was just like, I need a cleanser, and because I was using one that it was not for sensitive skin, and I have sensitive skin. I have dry hair, oily combination, and then sensitive. I have everything. And she suggested this one. She said that this is a Korean brand, and it was amazing. And I was like, and she was like, you take it. If it doesn't work, you bring it back. I take seriously, whoop, there's a bubble. I take seriously this amount. I take more like a bean size out of this. And there's sometimes that I have my entire face. So I have foundation, I have bronzer, I have blush, I have eyes, although I don't use it in my eyes, but I have used this without taking my makeup out before I shower, and I have used this, and then when I go with my toner and tone my face, there's nothing left, because although this is very gentle, it takes my entire makeup out. So try it, buy it at Sephora, and if you don't like it, you can return it. You have like, I think it's 60 days. So from that company, I saw this, and I was like, okay, what is that? So this is a lip, what the hell? So it's a lip, I think I'm too, hold on. There you go. It's a lip sleeping mask. And I was like, what the hell, hold on. So that's how much I use, and I have used this for like 3 weeks. And you can see a finger there, but it's because my daughter decided to get it, or to put her paws in it. So this one is a lip sleeping mask, and it comes with a cute little applicator. So I take just like nothing out of the applicator, and I put it on my lips, and I put very little out of it, just to cover them, not to have them like gloss out. And then I wipe and I clean, I wash the applicator, and I store it. It comes with a little kind of like pouch, and I'm not kidding, this has saved my chapped lips. I use this matte lipsticks all the time, and these dry out your lips, but this is thebomb.com. I was reading some people complaining that people broke out or were having reactions around their lip. They were breaking out. I break out for every reason. You can tell I have like breaking out forever, and for whatever reason. And with this, I don't have any breakout because I put very little, and very little take you a long way. This says here that it lasts for 12 months, but if you use that applicator, I will say you can extend it, and everybody in your family can use it, because although it's that pinky color, when you put it on, there's have no color to it. So yeah, so that's it. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I love you so much.